Hello team, today's challenge is inverted matrix, where we're given a matrix and we're asked to flip the two unique characters inside of it. So in this case we have AB and AA, so the result would be BA, BB, right? We're taking those unique characters of A and B and swapping them in. And you'll see that it's not always the same characters, so we can't just hard code A and B. We need to account for the unique items, okay? So jumping right into this, we can go right here and start with a unique. Let's call it unique, just like this. We're gonna get unique, spelling it right, elements, values, right? Get unique values, that makes sense. Right here we have matrix. This is a function we have not created. Let's go and do that really fast. So function, pasting that in, and doing a thing. The first thing is the unique values, okay? So actually that would be a better word for this, wouldn't it? Let's call this unique vals, and this can just be unique vals, right? Let's keep it consistent. So right here, this is going to be a new set, and we're going to pass in that matrix, okay? But we're going to flatten it, okay? Now, because it's just a single level deep, right? We have this, and we want to flatten these into this, right? The parent. We don't need anything here. But if you were really concerned about it, you can go ahead and type infinity, which absolutely ensures that it's as flat as possible, right? Again, it's not really needed for this one. I'm going to take it out, and we are going to return, okay? What are we returning? Well, unique vals is a set, and we want an array. So let's go and convert this back into an array, right? Unique vals, brilliant, okay? In theory, that should just give us two values, the first and the second, right? At least that's the way that they've guaranteed it to us. If their matrix had more values, we might have a harder time of this, right? We'd have to do something a little bit different, but for now, we're going to base it on that. Could I destructure those values into something here? Absolutely. I'm not going to do that today. If you prefer that, then absolutely go ahead, okay? The second thing that I want down here is another one, and this one is going to be called new matrix, okay? And normally I would probably just do that down here. You'll see that in a second, where I go matrix, map, like this, right? We absolutely could do that down here. There is a reason for me doing it as its own thing, okay? And I'm going to show that to you. That's the big lesson for today. So that's coming. Give me a second. Right here we have that row, and we return, if I could type that right, there it is, return row.map, okay? Again, it's very rare for us to have a matrix where we don't use some sort of a loop inside of a loop, right? Because we need to get the rows, and then we need to get the columns, right? The individual items. This could also be item, if that's easier, okay? But for today, here we are. We have those two things, and we're using map for a very specific reason, which we'll talk about in a second, okay? But for now, we return the item, okay? And we want to see if the item is equal to unique. I'm going to use this a couple times, so how about I just paste it in. Unique 0, okay? Notice that we didn't do a sort up here, right? We don't really care what order these come in. We're just going to test against that. So we test if it's unique 0, and if it's not, we return unique vals 1. Otherwise, not a string, but unique vals 0, okay? So here's where we're doing the flip. If it is, say, A, right? If this was A and B, then if it's equal to A, we return B. Otherwise, we return A, okay? At this point, we just need to put new matrix down here, and it should work, okay? Now, again, I said there was a reason for doing it this way. Like if we really wanted to, I could just return this, comment that out. It would all still work. Brilliant. But I like this. I like this challenge for this reason. It would be really easy to do a splice or some sort of an edit in place to any of these arrays or to this array as a whole. And what you're doing there is you are altering matrix, which can create side effects, right? We didn't do that with the two maps. The two maps always return unique values. But I can prove this right here. If I go, say, const test matrix like this, and I set that equal to matrix, right? I'm just doing a straight assignment. And then I console log, just like this, test matrix triple equals matrix, right? And I bring up my dev tools for the first time ever. You'll see that I've already been doing some stuff in previous challenges. But if I run this right now, okay, I get true. Okay, they are equal, but they're not equal because they have the same values. They're equal because they share the same memory space. Arrays and objects are always passed by reference, and that's to save on memory, right? You don't want to be passing these huge objects around and having them duplicated in memory every single time. So they pass them by reference, which means that if I was to make an edit to test matrix, well, I'm actually editing matrix too, right? Because they share the same exact memory. Now I can get around that by creating a copy of matrix, okay? And this, now if I go here, I run it really fast, it's all false, that's great. But again, we haven't done the full work because there are arrays inside of arrays, and those arrays inside the arrays are also passed by reference. So if I go here and I set this as, say, the one index, right? And this as the one index, and I clear this out and I run it, we're back to true. So the row is also the same memory index, and we don't want that. Now, the way that we get around that is by mapping. So again, we can go in here, we can map it, and we go item, and sure, just go and spread that item out, just like this. So now it is a complete, unique system. Run it, and we get false. Brilliant, okay? And in fact, if we get rid of this line, because it's just for fun, right? It's just for fun. And we go new matrix and paste new matrix in instead of matrix, clearing out the console, run it again, we get false. And this is the most important part of this challenge, okay? Anytime we're dealing with matrices or arrays and objects of information that nest together, right? We want to be sure that we are not editing the argument passed in, because it will, and then it will create side effects, okay? So we do that by generating new arrays and new objects every single time, okay? That way we are safe from those side effects, okay? But again, this is it for today, okay? And it works. No more console errors. We can get rid of that, right? We did a little bit of work where we had to get our unique values. We used a set for that because that basically reduces the amount of information very, very quickly, okay? We didn't really want to work with that set directly, so we returned it as an array, okay? And then from there, we operated on the rows, right? Could we have for each this? Yes, but again, that would edit the items inside of this array, which means that we are also editing matrix, right? So by mapping, we get a unique and brand new element array inside of memory. We operate on those rows, which returns new, unique memory slots for those, right? Missing my words there. And all that comes together to create this new matrix, okay? Just like that. Could you have done it differently? Could you have used a for loop instead, right? A couple for loops, one inside of the other, or something else? Absolutely, okay? There are so many options to get this done, and I'm curious if you found another one, if you want to share that, or if you like this method, if you hate this method. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, today this has been inverted matrix. Kind of an interesting name since we're actually just flipping the values inside of that matrix. But yeah, inverted matrix, and I will see you tomorrow.